guys and girls, thank you for coming in nice and early and joining us. Do appreciate. Today we're taking a very special look at Vanguard for the second time. So it's my first impressions of the game going away and having a lot of bug fixes and things updated, and actually taking our final look at it before release, I would imagine. This is a sponsored video, but I'm in no way obligated to say or do anything against my will. So I've got a few bullet points to hit, and then we're going to jump in. I'm going to see if the game's actually fun, worth playing, is it worth your time, and have they actually got a game here that appeals to a lot more player base than what Eve itself does, because Eve is very niche, and I believe that, you know, someone like myself wouldn't play Eve necessarily, but I would play Vanguard because it is a looter, shooter, you know, drop, get some loot, get out. I like that sort of gameplay. As long as it's not as empty and as barren as it was on our first playtest. That was a very bare bones version of Vanguard we played. I'm hoping this one has got a little bit more flavor. So that being said, we're going to be jumping in today, so thank you for joining me, and I appreciate your time, and thank you for the developers for reaching out and hitting us up with the opportunity to test your game. I would like to do some more of these in the future. I do like Vanguard, but I will obviously pick up on any points that may or may not help the developer make the game a bit more snappy and fun, which will be, you know, greatly appreciated if they could implement some of that. We had a very mixed review on the first time we played it, so I'm hoping this one's a bit more of a positive, a bit more of a straightforward episode. So again, if you're watching on YouTube on a rerun, definitely leave a like, because if you want to see some more Vanguard, you want to see maybe even me struggle to play Eve, then hit the like button. Leave me a comment down below. Would you play this game? Are you interested in this game? Are you an Eve player? And would you go from Eve to something like this as a nice casual break, something new to the Eve universe? Are you interested? And see if the developers actually read those comments and take your feedback on point. So leave a comment down below, links in the description as always, and let's get into it. All right guys, so let's cover some base points. Stop the music now. So Eve Vanguard is the latest foray into the world of first-person shooters. Now that is a bold statement. I would have said the world of Eve, to be honest. So the Vanguard is the first of the foray into the first-person shooter of Eve, world of Eve. So we've got Vanguard sees you drop onto a planet with a squad of up to 3 and take on contracts that give you objectives. And those objectives are scavenging and grabbing materials, claiming drop zones full of loot, and destroying targets in and around the world, which sounds pretty good. I mean, the description of the game itself, I can't knock it. It's, you know, it does get me enthralled. I do want to know. So let's see what we've got going on. So we've got deployment. We've got the fitting room, which is our guns and stuff. Now, I remember in the first test we did, the early alpha beta into beta, we literally had one gun to choose from. It seems like they've not added any more from what I can see. But they do have appearance now. We do have a purple skin, which is awesome. It's called the Sebastio. I love games that like just put stuff in there that like I can't pronounce. Do you know what I mean? Like the new Lord of the Rings is called something I cannot pronounce. It's like, why be so pompous? Come on now. Just call it a blast rifle. Do you know what I mean? That's fine. We like blast rifles. Easy to pronounce. You can say it when you've had a few drinks. Okay, we're going to join a squad and see what happens. Again, any issues or glitches or bugs I'm going to be leaving in the video. That's not to be said that we're going to see any, but if we do, I feel it's important to leave, you know, my first impressions pretty much intact when a game is this early in development. But they're doing very well so far. It's a pre-alpha, remember, so it's like proper early, and there's a lot of development on the back end going on. They seem to be quite open to suggestions and stuff, so we want to keep on pumping some info at these guys, and hopefully some of it sticks. Again, leave comments down below if you're watching up a rerun, because you might get a developer in the comments and you might actually get your say. So it's searching. Hopefully we've got players to play with. I'm guessing we have bot fields instead. We'll see about that. Right. So the solstice is the deployment target. I'm pretty sure that's where we went on our first playtest as well. Current location is Fulcrum. Come on, baby, join the squad. Location unavailable. Out of range. Right, so where else can we go then? This one. Ah, suppress pirate activity. We can go Angel Carter, corrupt. Okay, we're just gonna have to play all of these game modes. Enemies, none. Ah, what? Where's there no enemies? What's this one then? Corrupts. Enemies, none. Ground resources, unknown. Visibility, very good. Surely they should give me more information than that. You're telling me that there's no enemies and you don't really know much, and that I can see. What? They're both pretty much the same. Let's jump in. Deploy. The problem with the EVE team that I have found, just as a casual gamer coming into the EVE universe, and I haven't actually gone into the EVE universe yet fully, because it scares me, and it scares a lot of casual players to get involved in something that is a space MMO. Like, that is just time consuming as hell. It's the terminology, the world, everything you have to learn to understand the economics and the groundbreaking technologies they've implemented, and they are very good. It's one of the biggest MMOs of all time from what I understand, and has had some of the biggest MMO large-scale battles of all time in EVE, right? But it's still not something that draws me in or wants me to go and investigate EVE Online, because there's too much going on there now for me to even try to feel like I can dent anything. It's not user friendly, it's not new beginner friendly. Now Vanguard, I was kind of hoping would be the salt for my wound, as such, that I can't get involved in EVE, but maybe I can get involved in Vanguard. It is a lot more accessible, it is better for beginners, and it is a nicer experience as a beginner casual gamer if you just want to play a first-person shooter that's set in space. But then again, you've got to look at something like Halo as an alternative. So what stops you playing Halo and makes you go play Vanguard? And today I'm hoping that we can see enough changes that I can actually answer that question, because I asked that question to myself. What's going to make me want to pick up Vanguard and install an actual new launcher and a whole bunch of gigabytes of data to play a game that is not on my repertoire already? It's not very well known. It's in early alpha. No one really knows about it yet. Like, on release, what's going to draw people in? So this is what I'm looking at today. I'm looking at, can we improve the user experience going forwards? Can we get new players involved? And casual gamers alike is pretty much where they're aiming with this game. Like, EVE fans will automatically take to it like duck to water because it's part of their universe. But getting new players to adopt the EVE universe and start learning about some of the laws and the things in it, I feel like is the challenge that this company at the moment is facing. It's not an easy challenge, you know. If no one's ever watched Star Wars and you're trying to explain Star Wars to them and get them into Star Wars, like, that's a tough sell, you know. It's a tough sell to a newbie, to a youngster, to the next generation of gamers. This just isn't joining any squads or anything. Like, how are we supposed to demo a game that just doesn't want to drop us? Let's try this one. Deploy. Maybe I was just hitting the wrong button, we'll see. Now, this game as a whole doesn't have any hand holding. There's no tutorial, there's no way of sort of learning the game before you start. There's no, this is where you should be going as a newbie if you're now coming in, which I like to see. I'd like to see, you know, pointed in the right direction. What planet should I be dropping on? What should I be doing? Is all the planets accessible out the gate? You know, are we going to have very ease of use when it comes to the user interface? This is pretty basic. I like this, but there's not much explanation as to what does what. I go to deployment, I get all of these come up. Obviously I'm out of range for some of them, but if I go to an active one, it's got a timer on it and it says that there's enemies and whatnot on there. I hit go, and yet I don't drop. Like, at this point, there you go. That was weird. You saw me try 2 others. Okay, we'll just class this as the first one. That was really weird. Maybe they're full. Maybe there's no players. I don't know what the beef was with the other ones. Oh. So I'm really in a good mood today, and I'm really excited for Vanguard to show me some of the goodness that it has to offer. Like I say, in the original beta test we did, it was very much empty. There wasn't much going on. The tasks you do, that are the selling point of the game as well, by the way, were kind of mundane. They're not great. They kind of entertain you for the first 3 or 4 matches, but after a 2 to 4 hour gameplay session, you were really bored of actually doing those tasks. It doesn't last long. So I'm hoping they can put some longevity into the game eventually. Mix up what they're doing. So we've got a lot of pop in. Let's let that go through before we run around like a lunatic. So we've got the map button. Okay. This map is big. Like, that is a big playground right now. Are you excited? Let's go. A lot of popping happening. Now I've got the settings to ultra to high, so we should... I mean, there's no excuse for this. They've just got floating stuff. Look. Come on now. It is pre-alpha, so it's going to have optimization issues. I remember now. I loved the weather effects in this game. The shine on the rocks, the rain and the lightning were just like, the sound effects are on point as well. Once it pops in and looks good, I'll give you a little demo of that. Okay, let's go. Now, last time we streamed this, we streamed it over on the MMO Shanuz channel. I chose not to do that this time because that channel is relatively new. So we thought we'd stream it over here and sort of move the video across once we've done it. What was he thinking? Okay, just gonna steal your shit. Bro, this is way more populated than the original one we did. EVE, that's it. Reclone, here we go. So we went this way, I'm gonna try and get my shiz back. It feels sluggish at the moment. I'd like a first frame per second counter so I can actually see what's going on. Do you know what I edge towards doing that this game doesn't have is jetpack. Like, I jump and I want to double jump and have like a little booster, you know. I wish this game just had that. It would make the ergonomic of running around and exploration a little bit more simpler, a little bit more enjoyable, just to have that little jetpack boost. I'm trying to think of a game that would have that. Okay, they're just teamed up in there. There's 3 dudes in there. So let's check the other buttons out. We've got the mining laser, we've got our gun, we've got a torch on 9. Got a shank there. Okay, torch, sweet. Alright, so now you can see the full effects. Look, the steam, the rain, everything's looking really good. Oh, shooting is sluggish. I have to get used to that. I feel like there's a sniper somewhere. Oh, it's that. It's like a turret. Hang on, I'm out of ammo. Oh, what good is that? Learning curve, boys. So that's it. I can't reclone. I'm out of reclones. Now what do we do? Clone destroyed, killed in action. View the report. Continue. End. And then back to space menu. Oy. I reserve judgment. Right, do we have... So this one should essentially be single player because there's no enemies on the map. But it is one of the ones I couldn't get in before. If you guys want to play Vanguard today with me, I've got a couple of spare keys I can send out. You guys can join me. All you have to do is be subscribed to the channel and I can send you free access. Or early access, should I say. So in my stash I have kinetic, so these are things we can actually burn off. So if I put that in my backpack, we've got threat visor, identifies threats when aiming. We'll take that. I'm sure these have to be attached to the gun. Let's have a look. My cutting tool can have attachments. My gun can have attachments. Here we go. Just going to take all of this because I don't, again, this is a bit confusing. Yeah, you could sit there and read it, but like the color codes, I'm assuming go for how good they are. So green would be not as good as purple. That's my first instinct for that. I've got no optics, I don't think. None of these. Oh, there's one. Weapon sight override, so Halo style weapon sight there. And then we've got backpack. I'm just going to take some ammo. I'm pretty sure that's where that goes. Yes, we can put ammo. No. Right, okay. So far, so good. The mechanics of the game seem to be pretty flushed out. Like we're getting games and we're able to drop and whatnot, which is good. The overall gun loadout thing, I don't really like the attachment system. I like the fact you can have attachments, but I don't like the way it's laid out. And again, it's not really user friendly. It's not beginner friendly. I feel like it definitely needs more explanation as to what things do, and definitely needs more of an instant visual color recommendation. So if I've got 3 types of sights, and then like one's like a good one and one's like a basic common, you know, you need to have like a very big visual aspect to that where I can just see, oh, they're common. I'll put those on while I'm learning, keep my purples, and anything I pick up, you know, that's worth anything later. You know, just a little bit more sort of, I don't want to say it, but like Fortnite-esque visuals, you know, so that you can just instantly drag and drop stuff without thinking about it too much. There is a bunch of loot. What is this? Is that loot? No way. Take all. I'm holding it. Ah, okay, that doesn't work very well. You have to kind of go up to it, give it a pause, and then hold E. Surely not. There's just all this stuff you won't want for anything. Ooh, that changed the view, didn't it? That, I don't know if that's a glitch or not. That kind of looks like the game's broken now. Like right here, I want to boost jump. I want to be able to fly up in the air like a lunatic. This is pretty. Look at this. Come on. Like, this is why I would play the game. Visually, if you could give me more of this in more areas where it's just so, like, maybe have a green area or like a planet that's got like forestry and stuff. Like, if you can give me random planets with random environments that I never know what I'm going to get until I've dropped on it, like the snow planet, you know, lava planets. I want to see more of this, but done on massive scale of different planets having different things. This is just like a derelict open planet, you know, that has damage all around it. That's interesting enough for a beta, but for the finished game, I want to see really enthralling, interesting planets. Again, I really want to boost. Like the run speed is fine. I feel like someone's trying to shoot at me. That's like dry ice. I just took damage on my shield from that. What was that? It is pretty, like, to look at the game now. I mean, it really wasn't optimized on our first playtest, which drove me a little mad. But this one is solid. You know, there's a lot of popping when you first start, but once them textures are popped in, it is really nice to look at. Again, this setting in like, oh, this setting in an alien game would be like really good. Okay, they're down. Running real sluggish on the shooting for some reason. Maybe it's just like that. I'm going to go ahead and try. Let's see if we can mess with this. Let's go with high. Let's go with distance is fine. Ultra. Okay, let's try that. And we leave nothing in the visuals, but we should get more frames. Too many dudes in there, too many dudes, bros. I got oofed by bots. Okay, so our inventory has 32 slots. I'm going to go ahead and skank all of this stuff here. Again, E just works when it feels like it. Like, there you go, I held E, it took the stuff, but sometimes it just won't activate. Like a specific place you have to point. Like there, it's not working. Got to go a bit closer. I'd like the radius of that, and I think I said this on the early beta as well. The radius needs to be a lot bigger on picking items up. I want to be able to do this and just hit E and grab everything as I'm running over them. Why would you not want to grab everything when you've got 32 slots? And the idea in the game is that, what, the world? Oh shit, it's turret. Yeah, why would you not want to grab all of the loot when the idea in the game is to loot? I really don't like that scope. It feels broken. There you go. Put that one back on. Okay. I'm trying to think of the survival game we played where you could just pick up really easy. I'm thinking it was called something Mask. What was that game we played with the mask? I can't remember what it was called now. You could just run over items and it eat, and it would just pick up all of them items. And if you didn't need them, you just drop them. It's very slow to just gather the simplest of things. And you don't have time. This is the thing that bothers me about this game. If you're on a map with human players that are trying to kill you and loot themselves, I wouldn't have time to sit around trying to line my E button up before I get shot in the back by a sniper or a team. It just wouldn't happen. I'm going to get killed, and therefore your players are going to get killed quicker than they're going to have fun, because you haven't made the game snappy and accessible enough. It has to be a lot more arcadey. If I want to pick this up, I should be able to do it from like here. And if I run across it, I should just be able to hit E and pick it up. The boxes themselves, you know, the fact they go black once you've emptied them, the fact that the items go into your inventory, which you can then check with I, is all very good. Like, I like the way that's done. It just needs a snappier movement system. And I need to be able to double jump with a boost. Like if I jump off of here, I want to go boom, boom, glide, yeah? I want to be able to glide to the ground, even if it's for seconds, 3, 4, 5 seconds, not, you know, not a lot. Just that smoothness of movement. Ooh. Up. So we're on a bot stage right now, okay? And I'm just going around grabbing loot. Now they're new. I don't remember sort of drones being in the original. And they're a new addition and they're welcomed as well. I quite like those. They keep you on your toes. Reward offered for successful identification. So do I use my gun on that? Oh shit. Boom. Okay, I feel like that got fun. Do you know what I mean? That was funner than the original way of doing it. I think you had to do 4 corners maybe. Decrypt the codes. We've got 9. Again, this takes time, but this is understandably why it takes time. It's because it's like a little mini game where you're trying to decrypt the code and type it in. You could get shot in the back. It's a risk and reward thing. But when you're opening boxes and gathering just loot off of the ground, or you've downed an enemy and you need to like loot that body, you should just be able to hold E or press E as you run over that body and grab all of the loot real quick. And then you can just sort your inventory out yourself. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to extract with it, or if you're going to drop it and sort it there and then, again, it's a risk and reward thing down to the player. So I would have to hit this, and then I would have to go through and sort out, I don't want that, I want this, I don't want that, I want this. And you do it live, do you know what I mean? And if you don't want to do it live, then take it back to your base and do it if you can extract. I don't think, my personal opinion is that the game has slowed itself down because that's what EVE Online is like. But this is a totally different genre. And it's almost like they're trying to put a lot of that EVE thinking into this. And I feel like you should go first person shooter first, EVE second, not EVE first, then first person shooter, personally. Because that's what's going to get the normies in, the new generation of youngsters and the new people new to space shooters in the first place. You know, like I say, what's going to stop me playing Halo and come to this? And that's what I'm looking for today. What is the selling point of this over Halo? Now, I'm sure the guys in the team can tell me what their thinking is, but that's not necessarily what the masses are thinking. And I tend to be somewhere in the middle where I like a good challenge and I like quiet games where you sink a lot of time and effort into, as in MMOs and RPGs and survival games. But at the same time, I also like to go ham with a bit of Call of Duty and those sort of games and Halo. And that's what I'm looking for today. I'm looking for a mishmash of the two that is so good that you have to play it. And that's what I'm hoping this game can become. It's something that is set in space, you know, that has the EVE world around it, but it's a sugar coat into an awesome first-person shooter instead of being E first, and then we've got like this generic first-person shooter that nobody wants to play. But these are good additions. I like this. The visuals have definitely improved. You agree? Oh, don't need to hit me on the bonds. Okay, we're in. Now, what are these things? Cool. Now what? Contraband cargo. Can I not take any more? Contraband 2.0 is full. Oh, buddy. Do you know what? This mode with bots is more fun to me than the online prospect of an online shooter. If this could be adapted to have NPCs, voice acting, things in the world to interact with, I would much rather play a bot version of this game than the online shooter, but have the online mode as you know, a tag-on mode rather than being the main event. I feel like the bot mode is actually quite fun. I enjoy scavenging, going out, looking for loot, grabbing it, you know, doing these little tasks to grab loot before being attacked by bots. Even if the bots AI was, you know, quite punishing and they had to put a lot of bots into the game, I feel like this mode is hitting home for me because it's almost like a tutorial pace, but it is the game. There we go, grab some of these. Got alloy. Quite a few resources you get from now. Sweet. And again, the visuals don't need to be touched. Like, visuals are really, really selling it to me right now. They're on point. They're very good looking. The mini tasks so far, the added additions are really good. And I think the game's definitely improved along that. But it is open and quiet and boring at the moment because I'm playing single player bots right now just to get my feel for the game and see what it has to offer. And again, if I was playing this bots mode, I would like it to become a little bit more linear, where I'm like, say I'm in this area, I'm going to kill everyone and I'm going to loot. And then I'm going to have a nice little break, say like a little sort of 2-minute walk over here. Oh no, look, under that tunnel, there's another bunch of bots and another little base that I have to raid. And do it that way. And then maybe have some voice acting. Maybe the bad guys are shouting something at ya, even if it's robotic sounds, beeps and bops. And just like add to the living, breathing bot environment. And then that would make it fun enough with just me dropping. And all I'm essentially doing is opening crates and grabbing loot that I can then customize stuff later on. But I feel like that would be enough, you know, that would be enough to keep me entertained at least for 4 to 8 hours. Do you know what I mean? And then each, like I say, each world, if it had a different theme, like a snow world and lava world, and I'm trying to like not reference something like Mario, right? So you're trying to like build up a forest, like a dinosaur, you know, world, and you drop there, you get different types of loot, you do different types of tasks, you got different types of enemies, and you build up each world. And then what they could do is release a world as an update patch and say, this is the next world you can invest. It's going to get a bunch of players coming back in to investigate that world, grab that loot, even if it's the same loot you get on this world, but like just packaged different, you know? And it would get people back to play the game just to see the new environments and fight the new bad guys and see what new guns and skins have been added to the game. And then that sort of re-vitalizes every, say, 6 months, a brand new world drops. People are excited for that. They know that Vanguard brings a new world every 6 months. And you get all of this content with it, you know, all of these new bad guys. Environmental destructibility would be good as well. Like when I shoot this rock, it does smoke and look really cool. but it doesn't, there's no breakable, like if I shoot it 5-6 times, it doesn't break into pieces or have chunks come off of it. It would be nice to add that in as well at a later date. Like I'm hitting a glitch now where I have no gun. There you go, now I have a gun. Oh. Shot him in the face. Big disgrace. My ammo's low, unfortunately. Boom. They do not take long to kill you, and as you just saw, yeah, 2 bots can finish you quite quickly. So I've got 1 more reclone left, we might as well use it. Move my drinkies. I think my ad might have just destroyed my Twitch stream, so if it did, let me know. Where was we? So is my inventory now empty? Yes, it is. Do we have an icon on the map to where we died? We've got cryogenic storage. What's that there? Open contracts. Okay, so we'll probably go for one of those contracts. Ah, there's the last death. Okay, that needs to be way bigger, have a skull, and be like, you know, prominent on the screen where you die, because that's where you want to head when you get oofed on a bot game. Let's go. I do like the gun model, like this is pretty sick, you know. Easy quick switch on the wheel there. See if we can make it back to my loot and recover it. Okay. So here I just got the inkling to jetpack again. So as we came up over this, I got to the top of it. I saw that rock in front of us, and I thought, you know, I'm going to now double jump and glide onto that rock, and then double jump from that onto the next scene. There is no double jump, there's no glides, there's no jetpack booster. It would be really cool just a jetpack boost, like bounce my way along the stage. That would be really awesome. And again, I'm a child, you know, I'm an adult Peter Pan wannabe. I love these sorts of games when they're done right, and I think the core mechanics, if you can nail it to get my sort of mindset involved, I feel like you would smash it. Like overall the game would be, you know, pretty good. It would appeal to a lot more players. Ooh. See, I quite like these little tasks are mundane but fun, if that is even possible. There you go, took your shits. It's just quick and easy, I like it. The quicker they are, the funner they're going to be. Okay, storage box is empty. Keep an eye on my loot. I feel like in the top left we should have a mini-map. Yeah, just a mini-map that shows just points of interest. Not a full map, but something that sort of helps us guide our way back to where we was. Now here, I don't know if you can see like I can, but running this game at 1080p, maxed out settings pretty much, and you cannot see those bad guys very well. They're a very dull yellow, and again, this game doesn't have much colour. This particular map is very gritty, and you know, it's sort of spelling that there has been a massive destruction here. But these bad guys, look, if I do this, you can see them fine, but when you're running in, you can't really see them. I feel like a bit more colour could be added to the enemies. They are only bots after all. Ooh, headshot. Nice. Okay, so where did we die? Somewhere around here? There's my loot. It's got my name on it. So now we have all this loot. What is the aim of the game? Can we extract? Should we do a contract? We've got a loot site there. Excuse me. We've got a bank. Okay, let's go see the bank. I'm pretty sure we can drop our loot off there. Show yourself. Nice. So we've actually got to be careful because I am on my last retry, and so that's building tension because if I die I lose everything we've done in the last 20 minutes. Okay, so the bank seems to be in this direction. Sometimes this game looks really, really good. I would say this looks on par with like the latest Star Wars movies. The special effects in the latest Star Wars movies have been such poop that this actually compares to that. It's epic. Banks to my left. Oh. That's it. Now that we've defeated that, can we not salvage parts? Looks like the bank's going to be in that building. Cool. Maybe just pop shots. Sound effects sound like you're on an old like shipping tanker, like creaky metal. Oh, headshots are really important. They're doing way more damage. So we have heal now. Okay, cool. Just hit the button and away it goes. Very much like Halo or something along them lines, where you've got like booster packs. So my bank is to my right. Again, I've not seen one, so I don't know. I'm in trouble because I've got no ammo. Hopefully we get something from here. My catch is full. What are you talking? Okay, I don't know what that was. Storage is this way. Yeah, I didn't like this scope at the start, but now that I've seen that it literally highlights the enemy, I know where to avoid when I've got no ammo. It says the bank's here, but I'm not seeing it. Is it up there, do you reckon? Again, no booster. Okay, I think I've got ammo there. Energy ammo. Shift to drop. Okay, I need to see how we change ammo type now. Crouch, reloads, ping, toggle contract, toggle map, quick map on tab, sweet. Toggle torch, heal, switch ammo type, B. So I'm going to go ahead and change that for my mouse button. Cool, okay, that's decent. Hey, quick map. So what I was saying earlier, we need this, but shrunken up in the top left, just as a little visual reference. It takes me 3 fingers on keys to be able to do this, plus mouse movements. Bank is definitely up above. Right, okay. Woo, that's it. So there was stairs. Banks. I don't get this storage business. So we're going to forget about that. Last death, loot site, clones. Got here, container. What I love is the contracts are so far away from me right now. Love as I mean, you know, scared. Make sure I've pointed myself in the right direction. Head that way. Oh, my last life. Oh, that's frustrating. So I lost everything. That punishes. Clone link disabled. Non-banked assets have been on the surface. Infomorph data transition request pending. Death is not the end. It feels like the end. So I got 21 kills and clones used was all my lives, which is 2. And we lost all of this, which is brilliant. So in the link. I do like the aspect of not having a character, you know, like your clones can be customized later on, I'm assuming, but they're just clones of you. They're not actually you, if you know what I mean. So extraction hold, we'll take that. Interface fragments and stuff. Hanger item preset, yes. Right, and then we just go deploy. Active zone. Let's try a different one. Right, we're going to try this one now. So this is the second of the PvE environments. Now the PvE, like I say, is definitely up my street. I feel like they're kind of narrowing it in and locking it down to a good experience. Overall, the game's running pretty nice. We've had no visual glitches, no real problems. And it seems like they're getting their shit together now, which is really, really good. Like, I was excited for this game to do well. And it's something not just because I work with them now and again, but it's like I wanted to see a space shooter that is actually good. Because although Halo has your, you know, PvP on point, I don't play Halo because it's just the same every time. You know, every time I drop, it's gank on them, gank on me, get some XP, unlock some governs that you don't really want, and crack on again. And I rather have tasks and jobs and things to do than I would have, you know, kill cam or player of the game. You know, I don't care for any of that. What I care for is that I am putting my time and efforts into something that pays me back for my time and efforts. I want loot that is worth having, and I want gains that are worth gaining. If you're going to give you my time, I need your XP and your items and everything to have a meaning to them for my time. You know, I want to upgrade my guns, make my guns look different. I want to upgrade my clones. I want my clones to look epic. If I can get there in the end, then I'll put the time in. And as long as the loot is not being held back too much or behind a paywall or any of that silliness, then you can have my time. And that's the way that I tend to approach a free-to-play game. And even a game that's going to charge you has to have something in the way of rewarding the player for its time. Otherwise, there's 50,000 other games we could be playing instead of your game. And that's where it's very hard to break the market nowadays. Like, a lot of games are coming out and within 2 years they're going dead, and I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with live service games coming out broken, unfinished and rubbish. And I'm fed up with games that come out that have a subscription based or a season pass service that just like shut their doors 2 years later. I put money into that, I put time into that, and then you shut your door and you bounce. Like, it's nothing. The player base might be small. You might feel like you failed, but at the end of the day, hand it over to the community then, or do something with it, you know? Like, I correct so many games on so many things, and yet I'm such a small channel, I don't get recognition for those corrections. I've done a game design course. I'm fully fledged with a degree in game design and game 2D game aspects. So I understand how to make a tabletop game. I understand how to make a MMO game. Like, the maths in it is baffling. I can 3D model on 3ds Max. I can use Maya. I'm pretty versed in what I do, and I like that developers are trusting me to try their games and not just go ham on them. There's a lot here to be seen, and I think Vanguard has a lot of potential to be decent. It just has to really capture that casual player base. And if it does that, then it can implement more complicated and more EVE-esque mechanics later on down the road. And I think the like I say, PvE, I'm really enjoying. 10-second stream delay. Oh, my man. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. It's probably because I'm going through, if I've got a stream delay, I'm going through a company that reposts the streams, so it's not coming straight from me, it's coming via a third party, which is probably what that is. Ron Cheat Code the Jester, I like the name, bro. Okay, we're connected, but it's been 4 minutes. Do we disconnect? Let's try and disconnect and go again. In fact, I'll reselect. There we go. Deploy. There we go. Sweet. No problem, man. Appreciate. Have you been playing Vanguard? Are you looking forward to it? Are you part of any team that works with Vanguard? Are you a live streamer yourself? Fill us in, bro. First time in the channel. I like to get to know my viewers. Okay, hopefully this one don't take more than a couple minutes. Today we're just having a nice chilled one, you know, sort of. I was part of the early playtest, and then I had very mixed opinions. Today I'm feeling positive about the changes that have been made. I feel like there's a lot of good mechanics in the game now, and I can't wait for what comes next. I reckon they should take 6 months and just really flush it out and give us something actually new to look at, because obviously at the moment, although there is some new stuff, it's more that they've finished the mechanics and the optimization. The optimization is very good on my system now compared to what it was, and the mechanics themselves are pretty solid. I would like to see some more mechanics added. That would be awesome. I don't think we're going to get in this one, and I don't know why, because it should be a PvE. The Angel Cartel corrupts of local security, but this one seems to go in straight away, so rather than bore you with another session of that, we could go and get our arse handed to us online. So we've got an active server here. Let's go do that. Straight in, look. So if you don't get straight in, then there's probably an issue with that other server. 4 minutes is too much wait time. So yeah, I promised the guys over at Eve that I would do an hour to 2 hours. I'm going to actually be doing a lot longer than that, I think, because I am actually enjoying it, and there's a lot for me to see. Okay, it's pretty quiet. Let's check the map real quick. Sweet. So we'll head over to where the area we're familiar with, so we can feel a little bit more comfortable about combat. Oh, what's that? Is that bot guard? Okay, the bots are still way too good at aiming. Like, they shoot and they're running past that rock. They just shot through that little gap. They're like super soldiers. Okay, I'll tell you what I think about the shooting right now with bots and human characters. You know, when you shoot on something like Call of Duty, your bullets make an impact noise, and you know you get hit confirmed via what you're hearing. This game doesn't seem to have that. It feels very floaty, and I can't describe it really any better than that. Like, if I shoot this guy with one shot, it feels impactful, but again, I don't get an instant relay that I hit him. Do you know what I mean? And when I'm sort of close to someone and I spray, hang on, let me try and show you if I can. Oh, I've run right into the mess. Great stream, man. Appreciate, bro. I'm going to explain what I mean as soon as I can whittle down these guys to like one. I make videos live, so the stream, I'm not a streamer, I'm a YouTube content creator. But I do it live because I like the interaction with people who do swing by. But the live stream itself is not essentially what I do. I just create videos live. And then I just edit them up. Right, okay. Right, so what I mean is, say like I shoot this rock. That doesn't feel impactful. It sounds great, it looks great, but it's not impactful. So if I say that was a bot in front of this wall, it makes no difference if I shoot the wall or the bot. It doesn't make any difference to the impact feel of that gun. So like on Call of Duty, if I sort of run in and I slide and then I start shooting at someone, I get like a hit confirm. So it will be like blap, 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 and then it will go blap, blap, blap. So I know those 3 hits, it changed sound, it changed marker. It made a red sort of spark instead of a white spark. And I know that I can hit confirm them. I can say, right, I hit them, right? So now I can guess how much health they've got. And I can run and take cover, reload, and then maybe try my luck if I want. It really gives you that feedback of engagement when you play something like Call of Duty, when you get the little tap. It's just a little noise that lets you know you hit confirm somebody. In this game, one, I don't think there should be bots on PvP, personally. And two, I think that hit confirming is weak on this game, because no matter whether I'm shooting the floor or a person, it has exactly the same sound effects, exactly the same feel, nothing changes. So I'd like to have it more dramatic when you hit somebody, like really feel that impact of shooting a bot or shooting a human player. That would be something that I personally would be looking for, because a lot of games don't have the impact feel and they fail real quick in player engagement. The game can make you feel like you're good even though you're not, then it wins. Like, it'll win every time. If you get 5 kills in a game and you're last on the leaderboard, but you had a blast doing it, and like I say, the game gives you that impact feel that everybody you killed was actually worth the effort of going in the game and doing, and you know, it makes you feel a little bit good about yourself. Like even that, even when they turn to dust, that's a very weak effect. That's not a pizzazz effect, you know. It's not a, like, I want their, if I shoot them, maybe like their arm falls off, maybe if I shoot them in the legs, maybe their leg explodes, you know. They're still going to turn to dust and disappear, but maybe once they've hit the floor they turn to dust, not just turn to dust as if they fade away. And I understand it's a clone simulation, but once you're in here, technically the clones are mechanical parts. It doesn't feel mechanical, it feels mystical. And again, the bullets just feel like they travel through holograms almost, you know. It's like I'm shooting at holograms rather than shooting at a solid object. And I'm just going by the feel that I'm getting from different things in this game. And that is a feel that I'm not quite sure I like. Even this, which I like, which is a good mechanic, and even if they don't change it, I quite like it, but it would be so much more realistic and impactful if when I turn my laser on, it only allows me to like lock into that position. Then once it goes bang, I can then move my laser and lock into the, it's like I want it to snap to that circle, I want it to snap to that icon, and then I can't drag it out, do you know what I mean? So it's like we're almost in a hole, and then then you snap out of it. That would be really, really good to feel and see, and maybe even have the gun have like a little bit of feedback to it when you get that explosion. You know, have the gun sort of pop back a bit. Just little tiny little differences that I'm mentioning would just make the game feel a lot more realistic. I keep using the word impactful, but like, it's missing that. It's missing the extra mile. It's got the base game. Everything seems fine. It's visually pleasing. It plays well. It just doesn't have the bells and whistles that are going to make it stand out and make me go from, why would I not play Halo? Why would I not play another free-to-play shooter? I mean, at the minute, I think there's about 10 free-to-play shooters that have come out just this year. I mean, what makes Vanguard stand out overall? And, you know, you can have your cool mechanics and your weld, but speaking on the real, you need more. You just need more. And that's the sad state of games these days, is that they want to release something half-baked so that it does well, so they can then develop it further. And if it doesn't do well, they abandon it. And I'm not saying Eve's along that line, because that is a very bad way to run a company. But I feel like holding the game back as long as it takes to get it right, to get the feel. And like I say, just a double jump with a boost would make me so happy when I'm running around. At the moment, it's just so stiff and slow for the amount of environment I have. It's not fluid enough. I'd like, you know, like on here, like, where's the slide? You know, you should have a slide. Hey, what up, Iceman? How you doing, baby? We're just doing a breakdown of Eve Vanguard right now. Playtest. If you want a playtest code, or you know someone who does, I've got a bunch of them to give away. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're having a great start to your week, my friends. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate that. You said I sent you a message. I asked you what message, but you didn't get back to me. Is it important? Was it a message I was trying to get hold of you? I can't remember right now. I don't want to make you feel like I left you hanging, baby. All right, let's check the map real quick. Now this is a PvP map, so we should have online players attacking us. We'll keep our wits about us. I feel like I want to go and get one of them tasks. We haven't got one yet. Right, so we need to go up and right. Yeah. Cut through here. We use the scanner so we can be cheeky. Ah, it was just an hello. Alright. I was probably just wanting to speak to my Icy, that's all. How you doing, son? How's like life, you know? How you doing? You looking forward to Christmas? Holiday season approaching us in just 2 weeks. Man down. Duck it down low. Ooh, sneaky. Okay, changing ammo. I don't have any more. I'm out of ammo completely. Okay, we've got to leg it. No way to fight back. There he is, there he is. I also need loot to pick up some ammo real quick. What's in the box? Life is good. I have 2 weddings to photograph before Christmas. Are you doing your photography? That's awesome. Then the 28th, we are having our own wedding vows renewed. Ooh, that sounds good, my man. Congratulations. You made it. You made it. It's nice to hear somebody that's actually married and continuing to be married. It's quite rare nowadays. I'm just going to pop sound effects on because I forgot to do that before stream. What are you, an amateur? Are you new? Are you doing it real? Okay, sweet. He's going to shoot at me. I knew he was going to do that, and I'm in the middle of another page. Here we go. Again, a slide there would be awesome to get under that. That little bit there, we had to crawl slowly, or it could have been shot in the back there. And this, if I had a double jump and a boost, we could double jump and a boost over that. And it would just make the mechanics a lot more, and I don't want to keep saying it, but it would make it a little bit more like Call of Duty. And this is what people like. The masses play Call of Duty. The masses will not play Vanguard. You need to encourage people to see that Vanguard has something to offer by appealing to their easygoing nature. Now for me, I would play Vanguard because I love MMOs, I love space games, And I feel like something, especially as you get older, you tend to gravitate to these sorts of games. But you really want to bring the money mans in, right? You want to bring the new gen who want the custom Fortnite skins and you know, Call of Duty mods and all of this stuff. You want these guys in because that's where the money makers are. You know, that's what's going to bring your company from a small wage to a, you know, unconceivable amount. And I feel like Vanguard has the opportunity to do it. It just doesn't have the, I mean, again, it's pre-alpha, so I give them a lot of headroom when we play. Like at the minute, for me, I'm running around with no ammo. I have no ammo. And I'm looking for ammo. And I'm not having fun because I feel like I'm going to get killed. I have no way of defending myself. Run into 3 turrets. Stab one in the face. And yeah, you can use cover and stuff. You know, I'm using the rocks behind me so that I don't get shot. Turret gun could finish me. He's missed. Looking for that big loot drop. Now, what's this? Crypto access. We don't have time for that with no bullets. Damn it. Ammo, where are you? Getting loads of stuff, but they're all resources. Now imagine on full release that these will be crystals and shiny and glass. Like that glass effect crystal. They're very plain, very Robloxy at the moment. But I would imagine that is where they're going to go with that. So you do all that and then you could just be killed and you lose it all. So you definitely have that sense of urgency, which is good. You know, you get like a bit of a panic about dying, losing all of your loot, which at the moment we don't have a lot. We've got a few lines of loot. Right, so we need to... Whoa, buddy, no. Stop. Legging it. So even in this scenario, it would make it more fun to be able to double jump or slide to avoid the gunshots that are coming in at me. Luckily I've got a heal pack, but I don't have any ammo. There we go, I've got full health again. No. Stop. Okay, you can't jump and stab, which is a problem. Jump and stab's definitely got to be in there. Can we crack this bad boy open? Okay, where did the decoders go in? It's not like we can defend ourselves. So the 28th, you're renewing your vows. 20 years of marriage. Oh my days. 20 years and you're still going. What do you talk about? 5, 4, 7, 5. There we go. Lucky. He's not lucky. He's got skills. Iceman's. He's the dream. Whoa! I just noticed what's in there. That's minging. So that's a damaged escape pod with someone in it. That's interesting. Now that is a good little added thing from since the beta. Man, still got no ammo. Come at me, bros. Not going to take on a turret. No way. So many people want a piece of me right now. Jump move. Burn my ass. Quick. Get behind some balls. Now this is a big loot area here, whether we have time to do it or not. Nice. Again, the sound effects are a little bit off with that because they should, you see them sort of go bang, but you don't hear the bang of each. I would imagine they should have padlocks on them. You know, if they could have like something that visually goes bang and actually makes a noise, that would be cool. Oh, stop shooting me in the ass. No. That was bish. Looking for loot. Okay, my gun doesn't show up loot, it only shows up the enemy. I respect the fact that the gun is now more detailed and has an actual skin on it now. Finally getting some visual aspect to what the game could look like. And as far as I can see, the servers are working pretty well. Like, we've only been halted for about 4 minutes in getting into a game. And that could just because that particular server's down or whatever. The actual game runs fine. Not the balls. No, shoot me in the eyes. Where can we go from here? See, I've got to head in, which is where the enemies are, but I don't want to head in, but I need to because I need the ammo. Again, what would be good and helpful to new players is some way to identify ammo on the map. So like, you've got loot drops and stuff, but like when I go like this, maybe you show me an ammo crate in green and then I know, oh, that's ammo, I'll head there. At the minute I can only see enemies through my scope like that, and now I don't want to go over there even though there is a bunch of loot there. Do we take the risk? They're going to shoot me as soon as I approach. Here he comes, here he comes. We'll duck it down and we'll try and stab him when he comes around the corner. If he's that dopey. One shot. Okay, that makes life a little bit more even. Sweet. Ammo. Give me. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Finally, we're back in business. We'll loot all of these. Come on, come on. No way. So we went from 0 to hero. We're now fully armored up. We've got a bunch more loot. And I'm going to try and take a task before we leave.
Alright, man, load your weapon.
It could be suicide. It could be suicide. Like I said, I've got a bunch of codes to give away. If you guys are already subscribed, I can drop you a code. You can come jump in game right now. We can figure it all out together. More than welcome. That being said, I just like the company. I appreciate you hanging out with me. We do film our YouTube videos live, so the interaction is greatly appreciated. Okay, so I cracked this one. Drop the decoder in. This is a fun, I like this. This is a fun aspect of the game right here. So then you have to defend it if you want to get what's inside. Sometimes it's not really worth it, but you never know till you open it. Go do some looting. Got me some nanites. Some different ammo there. It's strange that it feels strange not to have a handgun. Like, there's no secondary weapon. You've got your laser, which is to cut these things open, but you've got no handgun as a secondary yet. Right, so 5, 6, 2, 7. Then we're in. I banked 100 credits. Keep rolling. So at the moment I've banked 200 credits and I'm carrying 178. There are banks on the map where you can go and put your cash in. Do I have any heal packs? Nice, I've got a heal pack. Is that a back of a bot? Boom, some sort of scout. Yeah, I thought that was a turret. Again, you deal with little situations like that and then you end up with no ammo. So we might as well go to this container, see what that has to offer, and then go to the bank after that. Go up and over. So what do we think of the game to watch as a whole? Is it an interesting game? Is it something that you guys are into? You know, let me know your opinions and thoughts. This needs padlocks and more of a bang every time I break a lock. Like the sound effect hasn't quite been put into it yet, which is understandable. You can see the grid shape on it and you can see that it's been added new, and again it's in alpha, so none of this is finished game at all. Now I have this game access until I believe the beginning of January. I'm not sure exactly when the playtest finishes, but I feel like more time spent in the game would be valuable, and maybe even a second follow-up video at some point if I get time, because we're very busy over the Christmas period. Just this week, for instance, is, you know, sponsor heavy, and then I've got next week, which is finishing off some jobs I had on the back burner with no time limit to them. So this week will pay for Christmas as such. So I have to do this week and I have to do next week. But then after that, I want to take a little break, you know, for a couple of weeks. Basically spend some of that cashish. Have some fun. That's it. Go ham. Can't wait for Christmas. Yeah, we're all looking forward to it. It's definitely approaching fast. Faster than expected. do 2 at once. Don't see why not. Yeah, there you go. So you can do more than 1, which is awesome. So if you had a team, you could obviously do 3 or 4 at a time. Oh, and there's no enemies around, so we're good. I'll top up my drink. You want a best roast in? Oh, roast dinner. Yeah, we always have a roast dinner at Christmas. Got to do. It's a British tradition. I ain't having no stinky veg though. Nothing but the good stuff. Right, we've collected that. Let's move up. So we've got 2929. Another 100 credits banked. Sweet. I think I need that quick map on one of my mouse buttons. That would make more sense. See if we can get some ammo out of one of these. Whoa. Filth. It does look good though, look. Right, I'm gonna have to try and stab him. Boom. Oh, there's another one. As long as you duck it down low. Nice. Thought he caught me slipping. Right, so we've only got 5 bullets in the nest for some reason. Very stingy on ammo. I feel like the ammo could be doubled or even tripled in this game. What in the world is that? Whoa, no. I don't know what that is, but I'm going near it. It's huge. That's what she said, I know. Let's go loot site. Through the loot site to the safe. Let's bank our money because we might get oofed. Now I've got a new thing come up, which is clone death in 1 minute. I guess we've spent too long here. I'm not really sure. Don't know what that is. Maybe we're on a time limit, which is filth. Alright, bank's right in front of us. Again, the bank needs to be more prominent and it needs to be modelled. Obviously, this is very basic modelling here. I would imagine that that's going to be looking pretty nice when it comes out on release. So I banked 298 credits. I cannot lose them credits. How we extract, I don't know. Like leave deployment, does that mean we leave all of our lovely items behind? To be fair, I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 items. How can we extract? Drop, partial, stack. Like I thought this game would have an extraction on the map. You know, like a ship that you have to get to get back. I'm not really sure how it works. Being that we've only got a minute, I'm going to see what happens if I do this. Clone remotely terminated. Right, so I killed 18 bots or people and clone used 1. Let's see what happens now. extract, hold, or stash. Recovered assets can be stored, delivery, deployment, location. I mean, that looked like we took that, but again, it doesn't explain it. So then you don't really know as a new player what you're actually doing. You have to fumble your way through it, which is a bit, it's not ideal that we have to fumble our way through this to figure it out. They expect us to know what they're trying to tell us and what we're supposed to do. Even on an alpha, you expect a little bit more hand holding than what this game's offering. That being said, are we having fun? Yes. Is the game flushed out a lot more than it was on our first playtest? Yes. Is my review as mixed as it was? Kind of. The mechanics of my actual player, my actual being, my clone, leave a lot to be desired. But the game itself functions and has a purpose and works as I expected. It's a fun experience. I'm not bored, and I've been playing for now an hour and 15. We've done quite a lot in an hour and 15, to be fair. Man down. No full damage. I like it. Again, no reason why not to have a jetpack. And you know, don't get me wrong, I don't want a jetpack to be able to fly out of the zone and break the game. I want a jetpack so I can just double jump onto that container. So that if there was a PvP scenario, I can have some more options. I can slide, you know, give me a slide so I can slide behind the object, reload, double jump onto the top, take the man down with a headshot. Oh, jump back off, reload. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have got none of that excitement in this game that you have in other first-person shooters, and you've got the other aspects that work really well. You've got the looting, you've got the laser beam. Do you know what I mean? Is really good, and it's a great idea, and it's implemented pretty well. So I like the fact that we drop, we loot, we experience, we have fun doing it. You just haven't got the bells and whistles, and the fun is there, but it's not amazing. You know, like, I want this game to be amazing. I want developers to do very well, and I feel like it's just not hype enough. It's not, what's the word? Lit, as the kids would say nowadays. It just isn't there yet. Whether they're going for that or not, it doesn't matter. If you stick to your script, sometimes you can't see further than that script, and somebody on the outside looking in might see, well, you know, is it a game that I would choose, like I've said, over other first-person shooters where I can go in for an hour and have a blast and come out and feel like I've done something? This game, yes, you can do that, but it could take you more than an hour, depending on how the game plays out. And is it going to be as fun, thick and fast, furious with, you know, all of the aspects that you expect from a modern-day shooter? Yeah, it remains to be seen. I really want to play. I really want to see what this game ends up like in a year's time. I'm curious to see if it destroys itself or whether it takes on some criticism in a positive manner and manages to deliver something that is truly, truly amazing. Like Eve deserves to be. Like, I know that Eve Online is an amazing game. I just, again, won't play it for the aforementioned reasons. You're lit. Well, I would play this game though. This is the thing. If you say I'm the perspective for it right there, then I would play this game. I just wouldn't instantly recommend or love this game. You know, it's something that it's a specific player that is going to play this, and I am that target market. See, that feels good. You see, do you hear that? The bullets sound good, you know. The ricochets are awesome off of the rocks. And I think they are definitely doing it in slow increments. When every time they release a playtest, we're seeing way more interesting mechanics being put in. Like, if these weren't bots and these were actual people, this would be a fun shootout. The bots are way too tasty, though. I feel like they need to be dialed back with their difficulty. Or at least let them get oofed quicker. Sick. Right, so fully understanding the map now to a degree. We're going to head towards containers. They're awesome sound effects, they are. Sorry, I've got something in my eye. I hope it's not a piece of pie. Why would I lie? Empty box, gutted. Do you know what's amazing with first-person shooters now? The roadmap for first-person shooters is pretty much laid out. Like, if you were going to make a first-person shooter, that would be very easy to follow any of the basic blueprints to make a first-person shooter. And I appreciate the fact that the EVE guys are trying to do their own thing. They're trying to carve out their own little piece of a first-person shooter, and I fully support that. I support, even if it like hits some hurdles and has a hard uphill struggle, at least they're having a go and not just generically pumping something out like what we're seeing with Ubisoft at the moment, where their game came out. It was very solid. It played like Black Ops 2, but it was a generic blueprint. It was the copy and paste model, and it didn't do well. It didn't survive in the end. And the players that have invested time, effort, and said that, you know, I watch streamers saying how great this game is at the beginning of their sort of release. And I thought, you lying mother. Nobody believed that because it didn't have anything new. There was no clout to that game whatsoever. At least I can say that this game is trying to carve out its own little route, trying to do its own thing, you know. It's got its own body to it. It's got charm, is what this game has. It has character, and character goes a long way when it comes to the player base. Like I say, they've already got their EVE online players that are probably looking forward to getting involved in this. And as a new player, like I say, a new to the EVE franchise and company and everything, I'm already on board. I just need to be wowed now. I need to see that wow factor. Then I can recommend it. You know, I can recommend it as, oh, when this game comes out, it's going to be banging. You need to pay attention to it. Can't do that right now because we're in early alpha, and, you know, the game does have a caveat here or there, 1 or 2, maybe 3 or 4, but it has so much potential, and it is an open map at the minute. It's an open book, and they can write whatever they want, which I want them to do. I don't want them to, you know, be those companies that seize up and say, right, we're doing this because we know best. We know what we're doing, and then they release it and they don't know what they're doing, and they thought they did, and, you know, it's stalemate. It's stalemate between the player and the developer, and then it's like, oh, the developers don't listen to me, and it's all in the comments where the players turn on the company. We don't want that episode again. We've seen it before. Player never bodes well for anyone, players or company. Cha-ching. Like, on the base, I'm having fun just running around looting and trying to extract with that loot. That is good. I like that. That's a good aspect. It's pretty much what anything like, you know, Tarkov or whatever, you know, is very popular for that. And it's very punishing, Tarkov. You know, it's a very punishing game. I don't want this to be punishing. I want this game to be very easy access. I want at least the shabbiest of players to come away with 5 kills a game. You know? You've got to allow the balancing to be across the board, and you've got to have the weapons be balanced between each other. So if I can spray and pray an SMG and kill someone in, let's say, 3 seconds, then you need a shotgun to counterbalance that with a 1 shot to the head, insta-kill. You need to balance those things correctly. At the moment, we're only seeing the 1 gun and the 1 mining tool, which is fine. I'm sure they've got a handgun being added at a later date. You need a secondary weapon. And you need a lot more ammo. This guy, I'm pretty much running around most games with low ammo and not really much ways to find new ammo easily. Boom. Let's check the map. We'll head inland now. Again, very risky with no ammo. It's just what you got to do, which is part of the game. Like I say, it's one of those endearing aspects. Is I have no resources, yet I need to go and face off against some bots just to get those resources. I like this. This is a nice addition as well. The dry ice or whatever that is going to be eventually. That's quite a cool mechanic. Oh, I'm not close enough. Again, the sound effects are not there yet. Don't worry about it. They will be eventually. Sweet. Cargo stolen. Oh, there you are. There you are. Whoa. Got him. They all lie. Not all of them. It's just, you know, it's telling when they promote a game that then dies in 2 years and has no repercussion for its actions. Like Ubisoft don't really care that they killed off that game, and you've had 2 years of season pass money from people, you've had 2 years of views, 2 years of, you know, people wishing the game was better and telling them what they should do as opposed to what they have done. Again, the quick pickup mechanic has to be implemented in my opinion. Like all of this loot, I was running and that bot was shooting at me, but I cannot just hold E and pick up everything as I go. Like that is, it feels really off. You have to stop, look at the box, hold E, see if there's anything in them, and then if there is, you then collect that items as you just saw. It's long, you know, it's okay, but when you've got PvP and PvE together shooting at you and risk of being killed at any opportunity, you need your pickups to be wider ranged and a lot quicker. You can sort out your inventory as and when you go, do you know what I mean? Like, pick up a load of junk, sort it out when it's quiet. Okay, the knife is not too shabby against them either. Oh, there you go. Now, I tried my best there to search as many things as possible to get ammo. Now, I don't know where ammo is. You just haven't given me ammo. Like at the moment, I'm struggling to keep my gun above 90 bullets. Right, so we died. Where did we die? Loot site. Again, it needs to be a skull. Show me a big red skull where I died. The icons don't stand out enough from each other. Like, am I blind? Where did I die? Loot site, containers. Everything, do you see what I'm looking at? Right? You look at what I'm looking at and tell me that ain't a mishmash of just nonsense. Like it's all looks the same, and on a blue background it doesn't even pop. Right, so I've now lost interest for getting my loot back because I can see my last death here. Look how small that is. Gross. That could be done so much better. Anyway, onwards and upwards. Sweet. What are the sound effects like? Would you like them louder? Because it's quite a quiet game, you know. Oh no, the shooting's quite loud. Yeah, I got you. That perfect, right? wrong. There we go. It's perfect. That's sweet. So I'm going to use my knife a lot more, just based on the fact that we need to conserve ammo in case we come across some PvPers. I guarantee they're going to be good because they've probably been live streaming this all week. And the developers are probably in here shooting up everyone as well. Okay, my last death was just over here. Somewhere on the ground, if I wasn't looted. Smuggling up command center. What's this do? Oh, smuggling op. Maintain the stealth shield and hides the ship. I don't know what that's all about. Looks cool to do it though. There you go, stealth shield, baby. One over here left. Yeah, a double jump and a boost would be really good. Get us there quicker. Aye, aye. Imagine how good that could look when it's finished. Yes, let's go. What do I have to do here? Contraband. Drop off deposit contraband here. I haven't got any contraband. I got loot. Oh man. So that's where you put all your loot to get rid of it. Okay. Where's my stuff? I had stuff here. I need to get my stuff back and then maybe we can put that in there and that'd be awesome. And it says it's literally landed on top of it, but I doubt it. See what I mean? Now the bullets just sort of pass through the enemy and don't really have an impact feel to them. You know, it was plain example right there. It doesn't feel good. It definitely could do with a lot of improvement on the hit detection. So my last death was there. That's going to be the other side of this rock. That was really annoying because we'd done something new. We were investigating the drop-off point and we were looking for my loot that just says it's there, but I guess it got taken because it wasn't there. We could have actually dropped it off and stashed it, but I'm going to try and get another load of loot now. Again, you don't really lose, like in the first beta test we did, if you died, you lost everything, and I got really worried and a little bit vexed with that system. Now it seems like when you clone, if you come back at the right place, you can gain all of your gains back. Someone's trying to shoot me but has no aim. boy. Okay. Sweet. You love that sound. Do you know what would be awesome? When that falls, like a load of dust comes up with it, you know? So like, and you get a big bang, you know, like a proper trailer. If you crack the front of a trailer open, I used to drive 40-foot containers. There's a big metal impact if that was to happen, and there would be a big cloud of dust out of each side of that. And it would feel really good to like break, like I say, 6 locks off of that with a big bang every time they pop. And then that big front comes down, maybe with a metal noise, you know, like wah. It'd be really good. It's got potential, that box. Again, it's early access. You can see it's got the grid still on it. It's you know, it does what it's supposed to do, but it does it in the worst way at the moment. It'll get fixed. Ooh, what's happening? I can hear stuff. I can't see it. Right, so we've got a few options here. I want to do this contract. I think it's in this direction. Yeah. I'm going to go and try and get to that contract, see what contract is and what you actually have to do. I'm sure it's just like, you know, go to this place and kill this person, but that'll do. That would be perfect. Yeah, you like the sound of that? I like the sound of that. Go on, get double jump boost would be good there. What are these? Are they friend or foe? What are they? Well, is that an extraction pod? Oh, that should be an extraction pod, right? So I don't know the game mechanic fully in this. Like I said, these are my first impressions, second time round. And the mechanics of the game still kind of baffle me a little bit. I would like to see extraction pods. So now that I've got like X amount of items, I'm in an area where there's extraction pods, and I think once an extraction pod goes, it should be gone. So let's say these 3 extraction pods were, let's say, you know, usable. We could go up to them, even if we had to fix them. Do you know what I mean? Before we can use them, then we can like jump inside with E, and then you get like a cool animation where I grab the side, get myself in, strap on a seat belt, and then boom, you know, I'm off. I would love to see something like that, and then you just go back to your loading screen with all of your loot and you crack on with your next game. That is a very thick and fast explanation to something that could be implemented very easily, and it just works so nice, and I think that's what they're going for there. I've got a sneaky suspicion that is what we're going to see. I like this, but again, I'd like a little bit more animation with the building of it, you know, some, I don't know, even if it was just holding a hand up with like an Iron Man sort of glow to it, just something to give us an inkling that we're doing a little bit more than holding E again, you know. Go, so sick. And again, you're looking at basic effects, you know, the lighting effects, the ship itself will look a lot better on the next beta test. We're pre-alpha, which means we're not even at alpha yet. We've got alpha, beta, beta 2, beta 3, maybe even more, and then release. There you go, deposit. So we did that at a time. So I've deposited my items and they've gone shooting up into the carriage there. And I don't know how long that waits, but I'm assuming that's now secure. So that is good if we leave. We find some more contraband, we can take that, put that there. So where was that? Contract. So if I go for that contract, yeah, it should be good. It says it's right in front of me, but I'm not seeing anything. at this. Nope. Oh, I should be able to see it. Smuggle OP command center, maintain stealth. So that is the contract. Yes. 2 out of the 3 down. I'm not sure how long this ship's going to hang about, but I know that there is some loot rounds in that container again. So if we head down to the loot container, grab that and then come back, it's just basically a straight line. Shields are waxed. I tried to heal, didn't have time. Okay, so we're at the end of that mission. We almost completed a contraband contract. I'm going to leave it there. I think I'm ready to shout at the screen. No, it's not. It's actually going to be a good review. Okay, right. So where do we stand with the game so far? In my personal humble opinion, it is a really good game and it's shaping up so well. And I'm so positive compared to my first mixed review. This has come a long way. I feel like they have added things that are not just bolt-ons, not pointless items. They're actually worth doing, tasks worth having interaction with. There's things in the environment that have like really come a long way now. They feel smoother, more snappy. Pretty awesome. The gameplay itself on a baseline is solid. It's solid. We didn't experience any glitches, no problems. The system I'm running is last generation but top tier, and it is definitely running super buttery smooth. Now I have to run it on high to medium at the moment, but it is pre-alpha. I believe ultra will work a lot better and be a lot more optimized later on down the road. But as a roadmap, I would love to see more character animations for my NPC. I'd like to see slide and double jump and boost put in, and by boost I mean just a little jetpack, you know, just to sort of jump, boost and then land. Not nothing too crazy. I'd love to see that because that's what I feel like I might gravitating towards, you know, in the gameplay. When I'm shooting at someone, I feel like there's not enough parkour or versatility to give me an interesting firefight. They shoot at me, I shoot at them. It's you know, you've got shooting in shooting games. There's nothing new there. You need to have something new. Some sort of shield system would be good that's very accessible to every player. So maybe every player comes with not just a shield that depletes, but also like one that they can pop up on their gun to give them like 2 seconds of invulnerability, and they can use it at different times, you know, so that if they waste it by using it behind a rock, then they don't get it again. And the other guy could have it and he could win the firefight based on using his brain, waiting for his moment. Little mechanics like that I would love to see in the game. But again, this is just my personal opinion of what I'd like to see in a shooter in general. And playing this one, I get the feel that it's a little bit stiff. It moves a little bit slow for my likings. But at the same time, we could have booster packs put in there where you can move faster. You know, you could unlock a slide later on, unlock a boost jump. I like the way that you've got elements you can put onto your guns, as in the different sights, the different damage abilities, the different reload times and stuff. They're like, what are they called in this? Chipsets. So they're like chipsets, and the chipsets are really good. I just wish they were instantly seeable as like, I know they've got little colors on them, but like instantly, do I know which one is common, you know, rare, which one's going to do the most damage out of that set? Like if I've got 4 different types of ammo, which one does what damage. If I hover over them, I get a brief description, but rather than a description, give me damage stats, give me what the point in attaching this thing is. A little bit more work into this, and I can't explain it any better than that because I'm not a game developer. What else do we want to see? I want to see more accessibility for the beginner player. Like when they first come to this screen, when you hover, I want like tooltips to the right hand side that tells them what they should do as their first 3 steps, where they should go, what they should play, what guns they should be using, what attachments they should be looking for, what is the actual point in playing the game, like when they drop, what should they be doing next, how do they extract, how is a successful mission completed. Tell them all of the info, but in little pop-up chunks as they go. That would be really good, and I feel like a lot of new players and a lot of youngsters getting into the game, 17 to 24-year-old age groups, age range, I feel like they need a little bit more of a hand holding to get them into it. Then once they understand it, then they go, they can go and explore and do their own thing. To be honest, I think this game does have a lot of potential. I feel like I'm super psyched to be making a video for it, and super psyched to be working with the team just to bring this to people's attention. It's way off being complete, but at the same time, it's very much a complete game. You could release it like this, and just have people bundle you with ideas, but they're not doing that. They're going to be doing a beta test after beta test, and they're going to be like really flushing it out, and I really back them for that. I just hope that they listen to the community, hope they listen to people's ideas, and maybe implement what they feel should and shouldn't be in the game. And then at the end of it, we'll do the final test, and we'll see if the game's actually, come up to scratch. To me, it is pretty good. I have nothing bad to say about the game as such, because it's in alpha. There's a lot I can let go because of alpha, and I feel like by the time the game is fully flushed out and ready to go, we will be doing the final thoughts on it, and I will be criticizing it from a very harsh perspective. So I'm going to be wanting this game to be as good as I expect it to be. They have the resources, they have the team, they have a great backing online. We've got some good streamers, we've got some good content creators. They have no reason not to listen to community, no reason to make this game fail in any way, shape or form. It is a really awesome project, and I think they've done such a good job, even just bringing this to us. Going from a space MMO into a first person shooter looter is a big jump. It's a big difference. There's a lot of adjustments there, and I imagine a lot of the team have had a lot of learning curves, but they seem to be doing a good job. And I would just say, stay on the track. You know what you're doing. We're looking forward to it as a community, and I think that the game itself is going to do big. Well, it's going to do good, and I think it's going to do well overall. So if you agree, then leave me a comment down below. If you don't agree, leave me a comment down below. Hit up the likes if you enjoyed the presentation, the video, the aspect of what we're doing here. We're taking it from a casual gamer's perspective for something that is a very niche, and overall, you have to really be into EVE Online to even know this game exists at the moment, which we hope to change along the way. But for myself, it is definitely a game I am hopeful for, and I look forward to playing it in the future. And again, a big shout out to the team for getting me involved, and I greatly appreciate your time and the game that you're creating. The game that they're creating, this could be something special. So I have high hopes for this one. So thank you for joining me today, guys. You've all been amazing. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your time. And the video will be out very soon. So if you're watching this on YouTube on a rerun, again, leave a like and let me know to make more Vanguard content. EVE Online is something that I never intend to play because I feel like it's just way too complicated and has way too much stuff to learn. But Vanguard is something that I can learn because we're there at the start. We can be there at the end. So thank you for your time. Peace out. Look after yourselves. Have a great seasonal period. We're coming up to the seasonal period, and I wish you all the best. And I hope that Mr. Christmas brings you everything that you want. So until next time, peace out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. There you go, guys. Thank you for your time. Yeah, I mean, I could continue playing this, but we're not going to see any more than we've seen, really, and it's just going to be less for me to have my first impressions about. I like to play it in my own time now, and then if I figure out anything about the game that needs to be said, I'll come back and we'll do another episode. But I think I've got access until somewhere in January, like 12th of January. So if we can bring it back, I'll try. I feel like it needs another video. I think you guys probably enjoyed it. So